So, wanted to get into the first things first. God knows, all 174 of you that follow my channel. But I did get some wonderful feedback from one of my, God knows, the guy sounds a lot more intelligent than I am. Why he watches my channel, I have no idea. But he says we have 11 nuclear supercarriers and 22 helicopter carrier oils that are oil powered. And of course, the rest of the naval fleet is oil powered. And so if you watched my hysterical video, oh geez, man, I wanted to talk about this. If you watch my video, I was talking about how it's death by 1,000 cuts. And I understand where he's coming from. He says that the Exxon loss was minor and nothing to fret about. But then when you've got OPEC lining up against you and you've got about 80% of the world, thumbing their nose at you, and OPEC, well, think about it, OPEC plus, really. I mean, they're giving the double barrel finger to the United States, just saying, screw it, or to the globalists, basically the Western nations. It just goes on, and then every day. Are you kind of? It's kind of like. I'm just building the creator house and I'm disabled. So who the hell am I to even talk about things? But, every day I'm just like watching the news and I'm going like, no way. Oh my God. But so, just think about today. All right. So Russia, and the Western media said, that terrorist incident on the bridge in Crimea was a good thing. That it's wonderful that Ukraine was striking back and that they blew up the bridge, and you're like, okay, what would we think about somebody blowing up a bridge in the United States? And that's how Russia views Crimea now. They look at it as part of the Russia, whether you want to go along with that philosophy or that thought process or not. It has been annexed for quite some time now. So, that was a huge deal. And then I think you don't get the news that I get. Okay. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of other television around the world that probably you would never, ever, if you're watching ABC, CBS, Newsmax, Fox, you're not getting the news. But anyway, there was also an attack on a Russian nuclear power plant that took place. And so Russia basically today, and you have to understand, okay, how do you think that Ukraine has been able to operate this time with most of their citizens have had electricity, they've had water, Russia has kept they called it a police action, kind of like we did, They kept the conflict very limited, okay? And they just basically operated in the Donbass region. And so, and then of course there was the vote, whether you want to believe it was a good vote or a bad vote. I don't know for sure. Who knows? I'm not over there. I'd love to go. I tell you what, I wish I could, man. I'd be right there in the conflict. I'd love to see firsthand, for real, what's going on, other than watching news reports from Russian television and from our media and from everywhere in the Duran. I always encourage you to watch the Duran. They're on Rumble. You just got to kind of, and that's the wonderful thing about a free press, is you just filter through all the information and try to figure out what's for real. I wasn't even going to talk about this. So let's look here in Florida. We just put out a memorandum, and this might just get this video knocked down, that we're saying that young people, what is it like? I think it's like age something 20 to 40 or something like that. I don't know. I couldn't give you the exact ages. They're saying that because of the cardio risk from the mRNA COVID vaccines is not worth it. That our study here in Florida says that it's basically don't take the vaccine if you're in that age group. Wow. Who knew, huh? Well, I guess I'm the uncleansed, I'm the unvaccinated, but that's based on my background, and that was my choice. Well, I had the virus, I had it early on, luckily, and that prevented me from getting it again. Because well, of course, natural immunity, woo, we couldn't talk about that, 6 months ago, a year ago? But, I knew I had natural immunity, and I had a very adverse reaction to that anthrax vaccine when I was over in Iraq. So I just felt like, and but by the way, that contributed to my divorce. My wife was like, "You're not going to protect me by not getting vaccinated?" Because she calls me a right-wing lunatic. I call her a liberal left-wing lunatic. I said, "No, I'm not going to get the vaccine. I've already had the damn virus, and plus, I almost died from the anthrax vaccine. So what, you think I'm going to trust the government?" And at that time, you had no legal recourse. If you died from the COVID vaccine back then, and still today, I think, what are you going to do? You're going to sue the pharmaceutical companies? You couldn't do it. It's written in law that, basically it's still considered an experimental vaccine. I mean, would you go in if somebody said, "You know what, if I inject you with this, there's the potential that you're going to turn into a chicken, or it could give you everlasting life, but it's all experimental. Are you going to inject yourself?" You might. I mean, it's your prerogative. You might say, "Well, I'd take everlasting life or the possibility of being turned into a chicken or dying." Maybe if that's your choice, that's what you want. God knows, I don't know where that came from. So anyway, so that's a huge escalation. And so what Russia did, I mean, and I didn't even know we had NATO forces in Ukraine. And that I found that out today too. So you basically, and Russia, I mean, it was still a limited response, but they demonstrated, I mean, you have to, okay, so, you're not tweaking with Syria here. You're not tweaking with Iraq. You're not tweaking with, some nation that can't fight back. I mean, Russia just showed the world, hey, we've got missiles and we can strike anywhere we want in Ukraine and blow up whatever the hell we want. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I mean, they hit, I guess, what was it about? I don't know, 20, 30, 40 different targets with precision. Wiped out buildings. In fact, there were Ukraine barracks right there. I mean, NATO barracks where U.S. and NATO forces were housed. Boom, they blew it right off the map. Now, casualties, I would have thought we would have lost some soldiers, but from what I'm hearing, maybe somehow Russia knew they were out of the barracks. Maybe their intelligence is that accurate. I don't know. But from what I'm hearing, there was only like 3 people that got killed in all those strikes, but they took out the power grid. They took out the water supply. They basically told Ukraine, wake the hell up. We've got cruise missiles. We've got the technology. We've got everything we need to really fuck with you if we want to. And so, I mean, this is a big escalation. And so Russia just said, if you want to continue this, we're going to take it to the finish line. Now, where's the finish line going to be? Global thermonuclear war? I don't know. But this like I agree with Elon Musk. We need to back down. This thing needs to be de-escalated and negotiations need to take place. But it's not the West. Russia has said on multiple occasions that they're willing to negotiate. They're willing to say enough is enough, and they were willing to back down. It's the NATO. It's the Western countries that won't negotiate. They're saying, no. It's Russia gets out of Ukraine or else. Okay, I mean, I can kind of see the historical reference here with Germany, when they invaded Poland or when they invaded certain nations and the West backed down and said, okay, we're going to negotiate. And then the Nazi Germany kept going because they felt the West was weak. I can see that analogy, but I don't think Russia is being dishonest. I think if you would just negotiate with them or at least give it a try, we might just diffuse the whole damn situation. But anyway, that's just me. But the alternative is the destruction of Ukraine. I mean, right now, the people in Ukraine have no water, they have no electrical. I mean, how far do you want to take it? How many people got to die? How many billions and billions and billions of U.S. taxpayer dollars? And NATO, how many weapons do we want to lose? My God, the weapons that we've been sending to Ukraine, and Russia's just wiping them out. And I know your media is telling you, oh, Putin is insane. Well, okay, so here's one for you. All right, if whatever you think of the situation, watch a speech from Putin. And then watch a speech from Biden. And tell me which one you think is cognitively impaired. All right, so let's get on to a different couple of topics. I do want to get into my creator house, which is my top priority. And I know you were like, well, what the hell? You're going from global thermonuclear war to talking about your house. I don't know. I mean, I just these things occur to me. One of the things that I do is okay, I keep my personal files on these thumb drives, and I keep multiple thumb drives of my backups. And then I wanted to show you this. I've just bought another one. These are 4 and 5 terabyte drives and you see I got them, I'm starting to label them. So this is the MS Action Pack. This has got the /Linux operating systems on it. Because unfortunately, when you've been in the computer business for 58 years, I've got terabytes upon terabytes. I mean, I never even thought I'd be talking terabytes. Can you imagine back when my career started, it was a megabyte. You know, I mean, which I know, well, you got to go from megabyte to gigabyte to terabyte. But anyway, so that's one of the things that I'm doing. We've got, oh God, man, I had a rough day, physical therapy today. You know, and I've talked about this. I've got the DaVinci speed editor keyboard, and so I keep building out the creator house. I'm trying to get the computers in the office. I'm going to destroy them, and then I'm backing them up right now, 2 servers. I mean, 58 years of life's work on those computers. I mean, it takes a lot to go through it. I got music, I've got downloads, I've got personal files. I've got now videos, lots of videos that I got. Videos take a lot of disk space. Oh my God! And I'm not even scratching the surface on some of this stuff, and that's why I am deleting old videos and getting rid of them as much as possible. Hey, I wanted to show you this. This is kind of just a positive note, because I lived in Michigan a lot of years of my life. Vernors, I found it at a damn Walmart that I didn't even know existed till recently, and I've been living here 3 years. I was up in Ocala on US 200, and I didn't realize I ordered some protein bars, and they got sent there, and I went to go pick them up, and it was a long story. But I found the Vernors in there, and I was like, God dang! So I bought 5 12-packs of Vernors because I thought I might not ever see it again. And then, just on another personal note, this is the financial assistance policy from the University of Virginia, their medical institution. And I mean, look at this. I got to fill this thing out because I need financial assistance to pay my medical bills. And I mean, it's literally, I mean, you know, they're asking all kinds of personal information here, like, you know, every dollar I've ever made, everywhere I get income from, and yeah, I got to put it in. And so these are the things that I don't want to say they waste your time. I mean, if it comes through and they help me out, that would be wonderful. But you know, who knows? And so, you know, and in the meantime, I'm really literally just trying to. Like today, I was out playing in the rock around my house. I bought some, at Amazon, I bought some new barrier to put down underneath the rock. But you got to move all the rock out of the way. And I tweaked my back. And anyway, physical therapy, they worked on that. So I guess that's, oh, and yeah, I wanted to talk about this 2 seconds. I try to lay out everything before the video so that I hit on everything. And this is the Brother Labeler. And by the way, the tape, you can go up, and I haven't tried it yet, but I bought 10 of these, 10 tape cartridges. And what's cool, well, you looked on that drive, is that, you know, you can start labeling stuff. So, I'm putting stupid labels on everything, cables going in with the creator environment here. I mean, I've got HDMI cables going everywhere. I've got backup devices with different backups on them. I've got, two servers and soon to be 3 once I build the new computer. And one thing I will be doing, and I don't want to put it up, if everything works out, I'm going to put up a final video of like what, because I had a friend of mine ask me today, he says, well, what is all the hardware that you're putting into your new computer? And I said, well, until I see if it all works properly, I don't want to put that up and pretend that, I ordered all the right stuff and I got everything and it's all working together beautifully. No. So that's going to be down the road, probably, hopefully within the next month or so. I mean, God knows, just getting these computers backed up, and then I got to tear those apart and rebuild them. And I guess, well, what I'll do is I'll rebuild. Once I tear them apart and get the parts out of them for the new computer, I'm going to build the new computer first, of course. And then I'll have to go back and rebuild the old computers because I'm ripping the RAIDs apart and tearing hard drives out of them. And I'm still looking into maybe upgrading them with some CPUs and stuff like that. And I'll be talking about that in future videos. And so was there, oh yeah, PayPal. Oh my God, PayPal. I mean, have you guys been watching the news? Oh my God. I mean, well, what I did, and it was actually pretty easy to do, and I don't know if it's going to work because I have an old bank account that I had attached to PayPal. Now, let me describe the significance of PayPal and what took place and what it means to a lot of conservatives, okay? It doesn't mean anything to your woke leftists because obviously PayPal is going to protect them. But years ago when I published my book and I was trying to start my business, it took me many hours because I had to set up a payment scheme through PayPal, and you go in with these experimental accounts, and it's a whole, I mean, it's a college class, literally. I mean, I spent weeks working on, experimental accounts with practice transactions going back and forth to make sure that, things got processed properly. And to PayPal's credit back then, that was 2017, I think. They literally had all the tools to help you get through it. But I mean, it was brutal. So you got to think about these businesses, these conservative businesses. They've got a lot of time and money invested into PayPal as a payment mechanism. And then for PayPal to come out, if you weren't watching the news, I mean, it came out and said, if you spread disinformation, because they're the Ministry of Truth now, they're going to fine you $2,500. Imagine if you got a business. How the hell are you going to know? I mean, suppose some damn customer came in and said something stupid and it went out on a video cam and went wild on TikTok or some kind of crazy shit. And the next thing you know, you got they were just going to deduct the money automatically from your account. $2,500 disappears from your business account. And they would say, because you spread misinformation. Well, what's misinformation? Well, I guess a while ago it was that the vaccines were completely safe. Ooh, what happened to that one? Oh my gosh. Then it was, we could just go down a litany of things that have come out in the last couple of years that the Hunter Biden laptop wasn't real. Oh, no, that was completely censored. If you said that, that's a $2,500 fine. Don't say Hunter Biden laptop. That's a $2,500 fine. Don't say the COVID vaccines are unsafe. That's a $2,500 fine. So, you don't know where the hell that the Ministry of Truth is going to go with that stupid shit. And so I'm proud of a lot of people. I mean, that's what I was going to tell you was I went up and I won't tell you how much money I had in the account, but I basically, and PayPal did make it easy. I will give them credit. I just said, give me all my money. Now, did they put a hold on that money? Hell yeah. It might take me a week to get the money into my other bank accounts. So yeah, I mean, but you got to remember that's how PayPal makes money, was they hid that money for, well, I hope that this is going to damage them immensely. I mean, if you're going to be a woke, get woke, go broke, right? Get woke, go broke. So we'll see what happens. And then, am I going to close the account? Nah, I'll keep it open. Maybe Elon Musk will butt back in and, you know, buy PayPal back, because basically the stock's going down. You know, he might be able to pick it up for pennies on the dollar and then turn it back into a free company. So I'm gonna. Unlike a lot of people, you know, you got to judge your reaction. So as long as I got all my money out of the account, I don't care. Like PayPal, and actually they even said that. They said, just keep your account open. Maybe someday you'll want to do business with us again. Maybe I will. Who knows? You know, the world, it changes in weird ways. So I will keep my account open. Now, the other thing, I did have credit cards registered with PayPal. And I'm hoping, you know, that it worked, because you go in and you can hit on the remove button, and I removed all those credit cards from being able to, you know, for PayPal I'm hoping, I mean, my God, I'm sure they kept it in their databases somewhere, but I'm hoping by deleting that they can no longer draw from those accounts. So keeping the account open does hold a certain element of risk. You know, maybe I'm being stupid, but right now there's no money. Well, there will be no money in the account, and the credit cards that were connected to the account are disconnected. And then, of course, the last thing I would do is go up and delete the bank account that's connected to PayPal, so that there's not even any connections. And so then all I got left is just a login to PayPal, in the hopes that someday somebody like Elon Musk will buy the company and fire all the woke people, and they'll become, you know, a free, well, kind of like a free spirit, you know, or a free company, free of the woke. So anyway, that's it. Let's just say the mantra of good, 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 to live in the free state of Florida. And peace out, and always leave comments. You see how much I valued the comment of the guy about the carrier group and what the oil was. And of course, you know, I love debate. You know, and I thought that was pretty cool. So peace out, stay free.